If you drafted Leonard Fournette in fantasy last season, you were definitely disappointed. Since the first game of 2018, he dealt with a strained hamstring for basically all of last season. His injury forced him to miss 8 games last season, and the injury definitely hindered him while he was on the field. In Fournette's rookie season in 2017, he carried the ball 268 times for 1,040 yards and a total of 10 touchdowns. His yards per carry in the NFL has never been above 4, but that was with Blake Bortles as his quarterback. Now Fournette gets to play next to a recent Super Bowl winning quarterback in Nick Foles, which should open things up for him. No more stacking the box and making it nearly impossible to find holes, because if defenses do, then Foles has the ability to light them up. The thing I love about Fournette this season is his opportunity. No more TJ Yeldon to take away some of his receptions, and that team as a whole should definitely be better, which means more positive game scripts. Basically, all you need is Fournette to stay healthy, because if he does, I think he's basically a lock for 1,000 plus yards, 40 plus receptions, and 8 plus touchdowns. In terms of his draft stock right now, he's being drafted in the beginning of the 3rd round and running back number 15. That to me is a pretty good value for a guy who can easily see between 250 and 300 carries. So let's run through his injury history real quick. 2018 was a grade 2 hamstring strain, and that bothered him for the whole year. 2017 was a leg bruise that cost him 1 game, and an ankle sprain that costed him another game as well. And at LSU in 2016, he had another ankle sprain that cost him 6 games. So yeah, his injury history isn't pretty, but there's sprains and strains. It's not like the guy tore ligaments in his knee multiple times. Let's get into the positive vibes for Fournette in 2019. At his combine in 2017, Fournette weighed 240 pounds. He made a commitment to lose weight this offseason and is reportedly at 223 pounds. I always like when running backs lose weight instead of putting on weight, so this is great news. He is now closer to his weight in college, where we saw Fournette put up ridiculous numbers, and I think playing later will benefit him for sure. When a reporter asked why he dropped the weight, Fournette responded, "I want to be great. That was my weight in my sophomore year when I was up for the Heisman, and I wanted to get back there." I love when players make changes in the offseason, whether it's weight loss, diet change, or extra training, because it shows you that they want to succeed more than ever. I'm sure Fournette wants to cash in on his next contract opportunity in a couple of years, so I expect him to be motivated and want to stay on the field as much as possible. In 2018, Fournette saw 8 plus defenders in the box on 35% of his runs, which was the 3rd most in the NFL behind just LeGarrette Blount and Royce Freeman. As a comparison, Todd Gurley saw 8 plus defenders in the box on only 8.2% of his runs, so it shows you how much harder it was for Fournette to succeed more than the other running backs. As stated before, I'd find it less likely that defenses will give all of their attention to Fournette and forget about Foles. With a better quarterback, this team is more balanced and should definitely keep defenses on their toes rather than expecting a run every time. Another positive for the Jags offense is that they not only got a new quarterback, but a new offensive coordinator as well. They hired former Vikings and Browns offensive coordinator John DeFilippo, who people around the NFL rave about. Head coach Doug Marrone admitted he wants Fournette to be his workhorse in 2019. I just see Leonard Fournette playing a major role in what we're trying to get accomplished and being a workhorse for us and feeding him the ball and making sure he's practicing as a 3-down back. As fantasy owners, our eyes light up when a coach calls his running back a workhorse or a 3-down back. In terms of his offensive line play, PFF ranks the Jags offensive line at 21, which should be well enough for Fournette to play well with. Fournette is basically the guaranteed goal line back on that offense, and in his rookie season, he definitely had a nose for the end zone. Even in his shortened season in 2018, he found the end zone 6 times in his 8 games played. So basically, all we need is for this guy to stay healthy, and we can have ourselves a nice running back one that we picked in the 3rd round. If he does indeed play all 16 games, I'd expect him to have around 280 carries, 1,100 rushing yards, 45 catches, 450 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. That would be fantastic value, and Fournette would basically be a potential league winner. Maybe he burned you last year and you don't trust him to stay healthy, which is fair, but in the 3rd round, I think his volume and talent is worth it. He's also going around guys that are full of question marks as well, like Damian Williams, Aaron Jones, Marlon Mack, and Devonta Freeman. So it's really personal preference in terms of that range. The 3rd round is filled with risk, but in my opinion, Fournette will get it done because this might be his last year to prove that he's a workhorse back. If he still had Blake Bortles as his quarterback, I don't think I'd buy in as much, but with Nick Foles, I think that makes his opportunity even better. He's doing all the right things in terms of training, losing weight, and he also wants to secure the bag, which also helps. Fournette ran a 4.51 40 at 240 pounds, so just imagine how much faster and how much more agility he can have playing at 220. If you don't want to imagine, just go back and watch his sophomore highlights at LSU, where he nearly rushed for 2,000 yards and scored 23 touchdowns. The guy is a beast, and as long as nothing bad happens in August, he'll be on a lot of my teams at third round value. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.